if there is a perfect fighting game out there, we have not found it. And that's why I think fundamentally that's what would get a fighting game developer out of bed every morning trying to make something better, right? Different fighting games stress different skills, right? Some games reward your ability to do your homework and matchup memorization above all else. Other games give you just super high execution ceilings, and in order to be a perfect player, you could easily devote tens of thousands of hours to just execution. So I think asking, why make another Street Fighter is kind of like asking, like, hey, Olympics, why don't you just figure out one sport and let's just stick to that, right? Each game is its own event, it's its own problem space, and we want to see people innovate, and we want to see people like excel and push each game to levels we never thought possible. But we don't have a perfect game, right? So unless we get that perfect game, and I don't even know what it would look like, part of the challenge and part of the appeal is testing your problem solving skills on a new set of problems, right? We tend to joke that. In the fighting game community, like the first game, the game that gives you competitively invested, that's your first love. You're never going to fall out of love with it, right? After that, it's every successive game that you play is trying to recapture that magic, right? Trying to apply the problem-solving skills that you developed learning this one game and seeing how they work in other games as well, right? That's why we're a fighting game community and not a Street Fighter community, is because each game becomes a different canvas to explore. And so, we could just sit down and play the same game or games for years. That's what we did in the drought between, Capcom vs. SNK 2, which came out in 2001, and Street Fighter 4, which came out in like 2008, right? We played the same games year after year after year, and we found new stuff. We made new champions. We had a hell of a time, but we also want to test those skills on something new.